That heat race out there, you're leading that thing for 3 laps.
Well, Prickett came over and told me I wasn't driving it in hard enough in the corner, but I could pull him down the chute. But I'm just having a good time.
Well, you look like the old Floyd Elvis, I'm telling you, in that heat. So
it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're putting it in the trailer again. So
oh yeah, it's rolling in the trailer.
You had another good night.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, very good.
Okay, all set. Got your antenna up.
Drove a tractor from midnight to 6 a.m. today.
All right.
And then I got a little bit of sleep and came out here.
Now, what was your problems tonight?
We were second quick, won our heat, and in the dash, the fuel pump bolts fell out of the motor plate. Just a stupid thing, they weren't in there tight enough, and luckily it was in the dash, so we were able to put that back together. It was no problem. Went out in the main, and there was a real bad rut. I started 12th, and I think I was running 4th at the time.
Yeah.
And there was a bad rut coming out of 2 kind of on the straightaway, about a third of the way up. And I hit that, bounced the car way up in the air, came down, DB'd the left rear tire, and I had to go to the back, and that was probably on lap 4 or 5. Luckily, my crew guys saw it, got it fixed. We were barely able to push off in time, but we were. And came from the back, so about 20th or so. 22nd.
Yeah, you look good. You look good. You're battling Shannon and everybody else out there,
all the way up to 4th. I mean, I almost had 3rd there. One time we were going 3 wide down the back straightaway. I could have had 2nd if I really wanted it, but had a good time and brought her home in 4th.
Well, you were Mr. Excitement. I'm telling you, I captured it all. It was the guy that was coming from the back. You always want to see guys coming from the back to make it, no matter what the race is.
I always like seeing that, as long as it's not my race and it's not me. But I'm glad I put on a show for everybody. I got my GoPro on the car, so I'll be happy to see that tomorrow. And I'm just overall happy with how this Spike Worth Mopar number 35 Mid-Coast Transportation Special came out tonight.
See, you got all that experience from being a bulldog down there, taking those management classes. Huh?
Oh yeah.
All right, Scott Perovich out of Lodi. And what winery is it that you were at?
We have a family vineyard.
Okay.
It's Peltier Vineyards, Cousin Vineyards.
Okay.
And they're all owned by my dad and his 2 cousins. And the land has been in the family for 150 years.
Oh.
So.
Hey, what variety are you?
We farm Chardonnay, Cabernet, Zinfandel. We farm Petit Syrah for some relatives. And we just planted new Malbec.
Oh, sounds good. So there's your Western Performance interview for the night here at Stockton.
After the Western Performance car won the main event. So that's congratulations to Jonathan. Good job. Good job for everybody. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Scott Perovich. All right, Scotty. Cameron Beard, you're first time out in a midget tonight this year. And how's that dwarf car going?
Dwarf car's fun. We're having a good time with it. It's a little older motor, but if I put a fresher motor, a newer motor, I think I'll do all right with it.
And what type of problems did you run into tonight?
We don't know. The car ran flawless at Chili Bowl. We tore it down. We don't know, but it's something electrical.
Yeah, it seemed like your crewman out there was saying that when the wires got swapped off the MSD ignition.
Yeah, I think it might have did some damage to it. Because something's up, because it only went 5,500 RPM, and you can't race these cars at 5,500 RPMs.
All right, Cameron Beard with our Western Performance interview here at Stockton.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, now where are you going next? What's your next race? Back in the dwarf car?
Yeah, I'll be back in the dwarf car, and I'll be running a spec sprint later this year too. So,
okay.
And this whenever Dave wants to take it out, once we get the bugs figured out, of course.
And pump up some concrete.
You buddy, huh? Yeah, buddy, you know.
All right. All right, very good. Cameron Beard here at Stockton.
There you go.
How did your night go tonight, Taylor?
Night went pretty well. Didn't qualify the best, but ended up getting a good starting spot in the feature. Ended up starting outside row. Won once guy broke there before the race even started. But up front for most of the race, 3rd, 4th. Ended up falling back to 5th there, a couple laps left. Track changed quite a bit. Just try to stay on top of it.
Tell me about your what's your background as far as like racing goes?
I raced spec sprints for 4 or 5 years, and did a little bit of non-wing 360 stuff. and got lined up with Doug Bach, and couldn't be happier with this deal. Running quite a few races this year, sounds like, so pretty excited about it.
Oh, well, you know, you had a good performance out there tonight, and you're with a good team.
Definitely. Couldn't be happier right now.
All right. So where are you going next? You know where your next race is?
Sounds like Placerville in a month.
Okay.
With BCRA, I believe.
All right. We'll put it in the winner's circle.
Hopefully.
All right.
Thank you.
There's our Western Performance interview here at Stockton. Is it Taylor?
Taylor Seamus.
All right. Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Here we go with Jonathan Henry at Stockton, winner of the BCRA Western Performance midget race here. So, what'd you think? You were leading that thing for so long.
Yeah, we got pretty lucky that we were trying to chase a kid down up front, and that one of the ruts kind of bit him tonight. So I had the popcorn for it, but basically just trying to stay out of harm's way and give us all a finish for DPR, David Prickett Racing. It's we originally started out in the 88 car. Things didn't quite go so well, so asked Prickett if he had a backup ride. He said yes, he did. He said hop in it. So that's how the night started, and can't be thankful enough. This is my hometown. First night out here at this track, and so to have all the family and friends, I couldn't be more thankful. It was just the icing on the cake tonight.
Yeah, originally here when I was checking in the pits, it said you're in the 88 car, and so it was news to me when you jumped out of that car, actually, because I was up there videoing, so I didn't really know that you had changed cars, and I couldn't hear the announcer.
Yeah, it was a last-minute deal. I mean, it was some mechanical failure, and literally right before hot laps, I didn't even make mud packing because we were trying to get this car, the second car, ready to go. So. A last-minute deal, had a seat, everything bolted in it, and it was just, like I said, this is just one of those feel-good stories, and it's one of those ones you'll always remember.
All right, and you're from Stockton, is that right, Jonathan?
Yes, sir. This is my hometown, from Stockton. I go to school in San Luis Obispo, attend Cal Poly, so it's you know, coming back home to see all the, you know, I've got friends from high school and everything out here, so to see them and catch up with them, it's just, it's a really good feeling.
Hey, you're the first non-Bulldog getting on the interview here. You got all those Fresno State kids.
Yeah, we're one of those Mustangs.
Yeah. Very good. Jonathan Henry here at Stockton.
All right, I hope you guys had a good show.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, David, get over here. Western Performance interview here at Stockton. What's on sale tomorrow?
Well, nothing, because we're going to have to pay for all the stuff that I bent. You know, I can't thank Jonathan enough for driving the piss out of the car tonight. And, you know, we brought our car home 5th, and we started on the same row side by side. So I was hoping to get a 1-2 for the Western Performance AFCO team. But, you know, all I really care about is we got the big Kenny Spec sticker on the front. My crew chief for the last 4 years passed away about just over a month ago.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And so, you know, I said if we put Kenny on the furthest forward part, you know, he's going to lead us to victory lane. And he did that tonight with Jonathan Pilot. And so I'm so happy that he was here. I'm so happy we got the win in the inaugural race at the Stockton track, and it was a great track. And you know, it was a little rough, but it was a driver's track, so you know, had a lot of fun. I can't thank all our sponsors enough: Crisali Water, Mount Rose Cocktail Mixes, CRV Carbon Body, Shell Shock Paint, AFCO Racing Shocks, K&N Engineering, Schoenfeld Headers, iBox Springs, SpeedTech Chassis, Simpson.
You can read
Performance.
Them over there.
I am. All-Star Performance, Hosier Tire, MPD, Schroeder. You know, everybody. They supply the parts for the cars, and you know, we wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for all their support. And my crew, you know, they worked hard. We thought this was going to be an easy night, just running one car. And Jonathan came over and said, "Can I run the other one?" And you know, so we ended up doing a little bit more. I don't know if he told you, but he led 7 laps out of the heat race. The one lap he didn't lead, he put a hole through the radiator, and so we bars.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, we bars leaked the radiator, and that's why we missed the trophy dash. Otherwise, I think we took another trophy home tonight too.
Yeah, I was surprised that he was a winner because I was videoing, but I couldn't hear anything that he had changed cars, and I was looking for that 88 car for him.
Yeah, normally you see Jonathan in the bright red 88, and you know, so thankfully he ran the black 55 tonight, and we were able to park it in the circle.
All right, David Prickett from Fresno with the Western Performance interview here at Stockton.
Thank you much.
All right. Hey, Matt, get over here. Yeah. All right, Matt Streeter. First time out in the midget this year. You've been in a sprint car earlier this year, is that correct?
Yeah, we ran the sprint car at Wattsville last Friday night, and then this is the first time out with the midget this year.
Okay, and how was your night here?
Started out pretty good. We were third quick in the qualifying, ran second in the heat race, won the dash, and started 11th or 12th in the main event. For some reason, I don't know why they let everybody that qualifies good, put them in the very back, but that's the way it is. And then got up to about 4th and had a radius rod bolt break, and then pulled her in.
You know, it's tough to video all you black cars. Black and red just does not always come out.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's why I got the white roll cage. You can always see the white roll cage from miles away. So, all in all, you know, it was an awesome track, pretty fast little joint here, and you know, it looked like there's pretty good people in the grandstands and good turnout for the car count. So,
who's your sponsors?
Oh, all my sponsors are TNT Trucking, S&S Automotive. And, you know, without any of the guys that helped me out, I couldn't do any of this stuff, because we got this car back from the powder coater on Wednesday night about 5 o'clock and had to build the car and got it finished up last night. But maybe that's why my radius rod bolt broke or something. But anyways, could have been worse, and started out a good night, and glad it ended somewhat the way it did. So.
Hey, Perovich had bolts come out of his fuel pump that weren't tight enough on
Oh,
there. So
that's
one thing or another, huh?
Yeah, Perovich, he... yeah, let's just leave it at that.
All right, there you go. Matt Streeter here at Stockton.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Greg Bragg finished second, is that correct here?
Yeah, we ended up second. Started 6th and had a rough start. Dropped back a little bit and then just started picking them off one by one. And, you know, the car was good. We tried a couple different things and it worked really good. Dave Thurston's the car owner, and he gave me a good car for the main event. And you know, it's just, track was fun to drive. It was rough, but you know what? It adds to it.
There was a lot of racing out there. I captured you. I was doing video up there. You did a lot of racing out there. You know, a lot of cars turned around, including Perovich and Duttenhoff. You know, you guys.
Yeah, Perovich was actually really strong. If he wouldn't have got that flat, he would have been right up there. So.
Well, what happened? Thurston had sills in this car, and he had all kinds of problems. And then you got in the car last year, and all of a sudden it turned to gold.
Well, we just, you know, luck changes, and I don't know. We had a really good run with this car last year. I drove 4 races for him. We won 3 of them, and I mean, you just don't get that very often. So you kind of cherish that while you got it, and come back and finish second tonight for first race of the season for us, and. You know, it's a good start, so we'll go from there.
And you're from Visalia still?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Greg Bragg, out of Visalia, driving Thurston's truck car.
All right.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Timmy. Watch out. Britton Bach, how was that Mr. Excitement out there turning that car over?
It sucked. You know, I came in a little hot going into qualifying. Didn't really get a good first lap, and didn't get a second lap. Hit a rut and just turned me over. So,
well, don't hit that rut again next time.
Yeah, I won't. No.
So, hey, the car felt real good. You were, I think, in the first practice session out there. You were second quick.
Yeah, second quick. We were fast. It was real good. And then, you know, I had that mishap, and then in qualifying, and then gave it a shot. We got the car put back together. Really proud of my crew for doing that. So they did a really good job doing that, and had some help from Jim.
Yeah.
And really appreciate everyone's work and, you know, all the teamwork around here. So.
The front axle get broken that, or?
No, everything except the front axle got bent. Bent all the radius rods, and then bent the rear axle pretty bad. So that's what got us out going to the main. So.
Are you still at the Pope Valley Garage?
Still there, tow truck operator.
And what's your new job going to be?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
We'll stay there for a while.
Stay there for.
It pays the bills.
All right, Britton Bach out of Anglin. Watch out, Jimmy. Performance interview here with Gary Coturno. He had got into Carl's car tonight, a little different car, and was it any different than Floyd's car you've been driving on dirt?
Yeah, it's a completely different car. It's a new Triple X chassis with a Fontana Ford or a Gertie Ford. The car's good, felt pretty good. We get some things to sort out, but apparently the track was pretty rough, and just idling around broke a shock or something. And so I just pulled off to, not to do any harm to the car or myself. So
That wasn't when you spun earlier up there in
I don't
one?
think so. You know, I looked the car over afterward, and what happened in qualifying is the car would just take off, and then it would quit and take off. And when I went into one on my second lap, it quit, and the front end pushed. And then all of a sudden, the car lit off again. It sent me sailing. So, you know, we didn't hurt the car because we looked that all over, and everything was fine. But you know, we'll continue on. We'll go from here. You know, the next race Madera, and then we go to Ukiah, and about 3 or 4 weeks, I think we'll be at Placerville. So
back in your pavement car for a couple weeks.
Couple weeks in my pavement car, and I'm hoping that we turn that around a little bit. We had some issues with the car; it was pushing, and but I think we found the answer to it. So we're gonna get that squared away and continue to hunt for the points. We're gonna see what we can do this year.
And your dad's here following you around, huh?
Yeah, Pop's here with his little handicap cart, and he brought bratwurst tonight for people to eat. So yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. The old man, he's 87 years old, still hanging out there.
And what's his first name?
John.
John, okay.
Yeah, just call him Papa John. He's a PJ or Papa John.
We at Stockton over here, we were together for checking the qualifying times.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful.
All right, Gary Conterno here at Survived Stockton.
Yes, it was a survival. That track looked terrible, but oh well.
For our Western Performance interview for BCRA.
Thank you, guys.
All right.